If you thought last week's boss and the week before was diabolical, well, take a look at this one. Sure, we have 4,000 starting cash and 5 paragons and slightly faster abilities, but with quadruple balloon HP, we're talking at a 160 million HP Bloonarius. Not the highest HP they've ever done, but it doesn't need to be the highest HP ever for it to be, well, a tough cookie. Once again, the leaderboard seems to be a timed again. I would like at least tiers or cash for a change, but hopefully next week for sure. I'll see how good of a time I can get without having to blow my brains out though, so anywhere under an 8-hour run, 6 hours would be reasonable enough for me this week. Real quick, I'll go over the early game. We can start with 2 100 farms with Geraldo's NFT after selling Geraldo. 4K starting cash do be like that. To avoid a penalty, we add a boomerang on top of the Dart Monkey, and easily on round 10, we can get a bank. And then on round 21, we can collect the bank and then get the IMF loan finally. And then drop back Geraldo so we can defend round 21. And then sell that other farm I got to deposit more money. I'm always never sure about how I should handle these extra starting cash weeks, because it usually makes the timing awkward, like between selling this guy, usually the ideal round is end of round 30, and then I time it with buying this thing, but because I buy this thing so early, I guess I just roll with it, and then take the free 11k at that point. Anyway, taking lives here is no biggie. Let's just make sure to, at this rate, this will be full at 12.5k in like 3 rounds or so. Alright, 12k right here. And I guess we can build our Monkeyopolis now. Same as usual. You know the drill. Actually, this is Bloonarius, not Dread Bloon. But here's the mini Monkeyopolis. And now I will get a farm down. Back in the spot where it was supposed to be previously. I would like to also, if I can fit it, get a balloon trap here. Okay, I didn't mean to drop the 25 lives here, but whatever. And take a look at how much we can accelerate our farming now that I get an extra 10.8k over here. God, what do I even spend it on? Well, I guess that's enough to get a balloon trap plus 4 200s and pay off all my debt, so I'm happy with that. I didn't get rubber to gold yet, just because I guess it's not as good if balloons come from 2 sides. That means the rubber potion will only really land on, you know, either 2/3 of the balloons or 1/3. So it's not fully efficient. That's why. I'm just gonna sell it to greed more marketplaces. Listen, I really don't know how efficient this is, but when I have this much extra cash before round 40 comes in, I think it only makes sense to go for just 1 banana central. Even though that's technically not that efficient. Again, I've got so much excess cash and not enough, like, real space for more farms, more marketplaces. I think in hindsight, I actually should put my Monkeyopolis probably a little bit lower so that it could actually reach these 2 over here. Because right now, those don't get discount, nor are they really getting the Monkey City bonus. Well, hopefully the flavor trades can reach this also. Remember, it's 23.9, yeah, it does not reach, but if I do a village buff, I think it does reach now. Yep, a little bit more expensive or cheaper. So instead of doing a money check on round 40, let's do it at 39 because I want to cool off some abilities for next round. So with all of this over here, I've got about $94,000, not bad. Attempt number 1 of tier 1, which by the way has 200,000 HP. I'm gonna try Mad. If I can cool off the ability 1 round in advance, then I think maybe just 1 cycle can do 200k HP with jungle drums and all that, and overclock, but maybe even a called arms if I want to play it safe. Yeah, you know what? I got extra money, so let's see how much that hurts me. I need to sell probably the 2 marketplaces in the middle of the round to afford set abilities. That should be no problem, right? I might need to sell the Monkeyopolis, actually. Let me see. Yeah, it's probably better just to do this now. So that and that's all I need, I think, right? Well, now the question is, can I do all of this while affording Mad in the process? Okay, the less of these flavors I can sell, the better it ends up being. This is 24. We're so close. I think I just saw one. Yeah, one flavored traits boat, and we got it. But remember, I have to get defense for the balloons, too. I kind of forgot about that, didn't I? Okay. How about just one more glaives? This probably doesn't end up working, but I'm just seeing, okay? So check this out. Do this. Sell, sell. There's... Oh my god, I'm slow. I'm slow. I'm slow. Okay, there's Mad. There's Mad. I am, again, probably dead. I repeat, probably dead. But that's not bad, huh? With Call to Arms and those buffs, I get to 75% HP before dying. I think I might need to get Homeland for it to work, but that's obviously way too much money. Okay, let's see hypothetically if I did try Homeland, can I even afford it with all of this? Because I would do this, Flashbang, sell it for 59, okay. I can afford it, but I'm obviously poor. Alright, Homeland, who cares? So, boom, sell, sell, sell. 1, 2, do this. And 2 more glaives back here. With Maelstroms if I need to. This 100% works. There's even a goddamn delay, though. That's kind of annoying. But, yup. Okay, I'm taking that. That's, like, pretty clean. It's just now I can't get a flavor to sell this for a whole lot of money, can I? Actually, not so fast, not so fast. If I sell literally everything here, it does reach. Okay. I guess that's worth it. And, I mean, 60k to work with after round 40 is really not that bad. I'm happy with that tier 1. I, for one, find it hilarious that Mad is the answer for literally everything. Any boss, any tier, you name it, Mad has got your back. BRF now into Overclock. Setup here looks good. Now we can resume the farming. Now, 90% cooldown might not seem like a big deal, but I will explain why it actually is. Because 90% means normally Banana Central with Overclock doesn't have full uptime, but now it's much closer than that, so I can probably squeeze out a few more crates without having to do anything there. As well as any of the other time-based stuff, so not sure if I want to go Marine, but Druid farming is probably a very good option starting tier 2, I think. Like after tier 2. For now, I still think it's the right choice to go for the classic Central Market into the Central. I just can't find a spot right now to... I don't know if getting Rubber to Gold outside of Monkey CD range is worth it. Because, like, everything the Rubber to Gold hits will end up just losing so much money. So I think I'll make a decision to skip that for now, IMO. I also got a downdraft last round just so that I could move more stuff around in case you're wondering. Are we really... okay, good. We got Banana Central just by selling literally everything. Now, if you excuse me, I gotta build some very, very, very quick mob defense. I know the mob goes this way, so let me quickly get a mob shredder. Drop some spikes over here. And then I think I can set target back up here to survive the rest. Downdraft clutch. Okay, I think this is a lot easier. Instead of having to micro my heli pilot and collect a bunch of bananas, just get a third drop on the right side, and then keep downdraft on the left. Most things are leaking on the left, like in the first place. The rest will be standard, so I'll see you on around 59 or 60, where you'll probably see me have a lot more money than this. Alright, so I sold a couple things because I'm going to go for a Dart Paragon this tier here. So, somewhere over here. I also did prep my same tier 1 defense because I guess with 1.2 million HP this tier, Dart Paragon might still be a little bit slow. So, that's why this is here to do, I guess, the same 200k that I did last time. Question is, can I afford all this without having to sell my... like, if I can keep this around, that would be amazing. Every other farm is expendable. So let's see, get rid of all of this, and all of this. And it is there, but no Mad. Let me just add a few darts so that I get $69 left over. Okay, the real reason is just to get a high degree. 26 instead of 22 normally. And you know what? I guess screw Mad for the time being. Let me just see how fast this is. I think Dart Paragon is good here because of the walls it bounces off of, yeah. 1 skull already. There was a random pause there, but I don't know why that happened. But I feel like this is fast enough that I am okay, personally, with not having to go for a mad. Obviously, it would save a lot more time, and... Okay, I figured out the issue. I need to put this on last to get faster attack speed. Now, should I restart? Because I lost like 3 seconds there? 3 seconds doesn't matter, but I'll do it anyway. Because I saw how that could be easily improved. One more go. And knowing I'm not doing mad this time, let's buy 3 more degrees for the funnies. And again, you'll see that there's no pause. If this thing just keeps shooting, that same spot, yup. I think this saves more than 3 seconds. Remember, it was like 46 by the time it was pretty much at 0. And this is gonna be 40. Wow, 5 seconds, in fact. They should never disable Dart Paragon. It's so easy. It's so chill for tier 2 defense. Leaves no mess. Just sell 1 tower, and I'm right back to farming. Let's work on Ultra Boost, I think, is good next. Buy 3 VR reps and a Bloon Trap pack, and we are so set. I also know I said earlier that I was likely going to do Druid farming this year, but after I got the big trap, I guess I changed my mind. Because there's no point getting trap when you have Druids for defense. So I guess I'll do that only after I fill in the entire map with farms. I think they fixed... I remember when this map came out, there was a wide-known, not bug, but feature on this map where you could place towers where you normally looked like you couldn't. They have fixed that though, so now there's a lot less space to work with, sadly. Of course, while we're here, also use our Regent Potions to make more money and get more stacks. Already up to 7. And we can fit a very, very, very big Monkeyopolis over on the left side here. I think we can fit 8 farms if we are efficient. Looks pretty good to me. Here we go, suck it up and buy a new one back over here. This is definitely not my best placements, especially in the top side, but that's all the farm spots. So now it's time to place Druid secondary, but I placed them in such bad spots that I don't even know how efficient they're going to be. Probably not much, but again, we're pretty much capped at this point. Alright, last thing to get, I just remembered. I can do a temple. Probably in this spot's good. I think I need to get a little bit more worth of support to reach 50k. Actually, I only need 25k, but whatever. I think this won't eat up too much, right? Let's just buy more to be safe. Without mods, it's hard to tell whether or not I hit the 50k sacrifice, like, limit, and I think I did. Now, do I want to go for a true Sun God buff? I think I should at this point, but let's wait. Oh, wait a minute, did I just eat up my Ultra Boost? Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Whoops. I was wondering where that went. So, I didn't just go overkill by 50k. I went overkill by 100. Sadly, I didn't make a save, so I'd have to go back all the way to round 60 and redo everything. But F that. Minus 100k, surely that won't cost me too much in the long run, right? Surely. One thing I know for sure is I'm definitely not getting TSG Tier 3. Tier 4? Probably, yeah. We're making how much per round, by the way? 188 to over 300. That's without counting Druid, so minimum 130k in a round. In case you're curious. Also, for reference, Tier 3 has 8 million HP, which is actually the exact same as a Tier 4 Elite. I guess we'll keep that in mind then when trying to think of our defense. This time for sure I know I'm going to use Mad and Called Arms, so I've prepped it yet again for a 3rd time. With, I guess, Glue Strike and Desperado range buffs if I need it. The option is also there to keep some Paragons on the screen, like, say, Dart Monkey. Let's do a small cash lighter because I want it perma. How about just a casual 76,000? That should be absolutely degree 40. Yeah, 43. It might take some pops away from the balloons coming in, but that's where I'm gonna get a Flying Fortress for, I guess, an eventual Ace Paragon. So in summary, Tack Zone and the like, the Flying Fortress, Mad, 3 Caped Sun Avatars, all of which will just be aiding the main DPS, aka the Apex Plasmaster. I think I also want to get a Wizard Paragon later, so I'll prep some free pops on it. And I think we're ready to go. We're gonna keep Desperado range buff on this so that it maintains the buff here. Again, don't want to buy the super range because I'm gonna get TSG later. So, Homeland now. And let's see how fast this is. Mad ability. I think it's acceptable enough that I'm okay so far. Yeah, that was like, what? 6 seconds for one skull. That puts us on about a time of about 1 minute or so for this tier, which, again, for 8 million, I think is a completely fair pace. Let's use our rejuve now. So I get back-to-back homeland. And I get this again. Oh, is this also on last? Oh, it's not. Crap. First? My bad, my bad. I don't know how long first will be, like, the method of choice. But I'm gonna keep it that way. The region 40k pops formed on the Ace Paragon so far. Anything else we need to do? Just throw an overclocks on whatever DPS that I can. And I should have used my second rejuve here, because I can definitely feel it slowing down. This will indeed be actually a little bit over a minute, if you can the animation time. That's fine. That's fine. Or is it actually? The top times are, I think, around 5 minutes right now. So if I want to match that, then I don't have much more than 1 minute per each tier. I'll figure it out. For now, let me just finish buying level 20, and so I can drop some Paragon Totems. And then let's get a True Sun God buff now. So in order to preserve all of these Ace pops, that's why I got a village here and sold it, because now, that doesn't sacrifice the Ace, but sacrifices 50k of more support. So now I can finally buy some super range here. I expect I'll have at least 1.5 million starting tier 4, so I'll see you then, and I'll show you what Paragons I end up adding for that tier. Round 96, with 15 totems, we now get our Wizard Paragon. This is only going to be degree 48. To get 60 would require $1 million of cash, which I don't have on hand right now. We'll save the 60 for the Ace, and then a couple rounds later, I need to sell the NFT just to afford the NG Paragon. I'm gonna use a couple totems and a cash slider in this one, 100k. That gets us degree 37. Yes, I know it's just short of 40, so why not just go for that? Well, it doesn't do much damage anyway, and it's just for the Power Glove. I need to make sure it has full uptime. And with 90% cooldowns, 37 is enough, trust me. So those two Paragons we're gonna use for tier 4 here. Alright, we Power Glove the Wizard, we overclock the Big Plane. And this is going to be a 32 million HP Balloon Air, so it's very close to tier 5 levels. Let's hope this takes under a minute. Metamorphosis now, I didn't see if it was full, but yes it is. It is full, awesome. I can't see shit right now. But it looks like the first skull, obviously, didn't take too long. Only a couple seconds with the Metamorphosis. I'm hoping it can last as long as possible here, but I think we're going to have a little bit of downtime. Metamorphosis is probably going to run out at the 25% HP mark, so I guess I have no choice but to kind of wait for that damage to go through, like elsewhere, with much weaker stuff. I can't even click my Wizard, hello? Alright, there we go. Use Phoenix now for DOT? Oh yeah, we missed so much. Okay, let's overclock the Dart Paragon now. This does more of the damage. Drop a new Paragon down. Some remind me to make small bosses, small balloons, and all that. Because that would sure help right now. God, we have literally 0 DPS when there's no Metamorphosis. We even have so little DPS that we get Metamorphosis back again. So I guess we'll use this to finish it off. I don't have Power Glove on it, though. I used it on the Dart Monkey. Ah, well. Well, it did take about a minute as I wanted. Just a little bit over. 251, yeah, so a minute 3 for tier 4. Meaning, if I want sub 5, I gotta beat 100, I gotta do 60 million HP in 2 minutes. That means I have to have a sustained DPS of a good chunk over 1 million. Ooh, I don't know about that, but let's just put the rest of our focus until around 117 or 116 into just making as much money so we have a bigger cash slider. That's all. See you in 14 rounds. Correction, 17 rounds. I only need 1 round to charge the Doomship ability, and this is already degree 60. I did the math. I still want a Bolt Paragon, so I want to do this minus 500k, but also more, because I think it takes 100k a cash slider for 1 degree, which is not worth it. I think I'd rather save some degrees or money for other defense after the Paragon. So let's do just a little bit over 900k, doubling the initial cost, and that's a 72. Give me some time to get Bolt Paragon now, which will probably be, I don't know, degree 40. Build the rest of my setup, and we'll be good to go in a couple minutes. Doesn't matter too much, but I do have enough money left over to at least get a degree 40 boat with more cash to spare for the following. Just the other big things: Legend of the Night, Avatar Wrath, Mad, a bunch of tax. And just to go over again, 5 out of 5 Paragons max. I'll put the Dark Monkey back at first because Blooners is probably going to move a good amount in this run here. 48 this, 37 this, 42 boat, and a 72 ace that I can barely click on. I'm going to start by overclocking the wizard because, you know, Power Glove Metamorphosis is way stronger even compared to D70 ace. And can we finish this in 2 minutes plus? Let's bring it. Use Metamorphosis immediately. Glue Storm. This. I don't know if I care too much about replacing the sentries because it's really annoying. Let's use Card Bomb now. And we're absolutely doing more than 1 million DPS to start here, right? Granted, again, if I don't have Metamorphosis, I think things are going to be a lot slower. And the way things are looking, it took 16 seconds if you count the animation, if you don't count the animation time. 16 seconds to get to 1 skull. I don't think sub 5 is possible, but definitely sub 6 or even a sub 7. That being said, isn't it kind of interesting that none of these... Normally, I aim for an exact multiple of 20 for every Paragon, but this time around, it's kind of all over the place. By that I mean, like, they're quite a bit over, say 40 or 60. It's just the way it ended up being. Anyway, let me carefully drop down new sentries and overclock other strong towers while I can. I gotta get ready to Card Bomb again and Metamorphosis. It's gonna be ready in a few secs. Secs short for seconds, of course. Metamorphosis, come on. Come on. Perfectly timed. Yes, yes, yes. I have Power Glove, like, perfectly timed for it so that I can use 1 Power Glove on Wizard, 1 on the Ace, and then back and forth. Couldn't have written that up any better. 1 minute plus has elapsed through this skull, this Bloonarius, and we did 3 skulls. So I expect us to have 25% HP left at 5 minutes at this rate. Power Glove again. On the Ace. Oh my god, wait, no, I didn't. Oh, no, I thought I pressed the wrong one, but it's okay. I did hit the right target, and let me sell this now to buy new Super over here, so we get the damage. I guess I'll lose some damage from tax not hitting, but it's negligible. Making sure the Paragons are working properly is my top priority. I repeat, top priority. I wonder if I should maybe wait for Metamorphosis, because, like, my Power Glove isn't actually quite up yet. You know what? I will do that. So now, and there. I guess I needed a couple more degrees on the NG if I wanted it to be, like, perfect, but that's fine. We're actually a little bit behind pace at 5 minutes. I know, am lazy and putting out Wing Monkey, and Wing Monkey kind of ruins things. Oh my god, is it in the worst spot ever right now? It's because it's chasing the existing Bloons that, like, keep spawning from Bloon area, so it likes to tail the wrong way. Nope, and I don't know what the hell happened. I also accidentally used Metamorphosis, my bad. But it didn't matter because my Power Glove is still very far off from being up again, so that's weird. Anyway, why can't I activate Metamorphosis? There we go. There we go. It's only at half mana, but it's fine. That's enough to finish the last 10 million that it's got, right? 10 seconds to go for sub 6. Not gonna happen, though. Now the Card Bomb, that puts it down to 6 million. 6 minutes is just about to pass right now. And that's gonna be a GG. I think if you farm a lot harder, then, yeah, if you can farm hard enough to get a degree, 60 wizard and everything else, that'll probably let you pop tier 5 a lot earlier. That's my thinking. Hell, maybe even skip the Dark Paragon and go for like a Stealth Paragon just for utility. This thing did get like, I think 10 million damage this tier, so it's not like worthless, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. I think it took about 5 hours, like on and off for that run. 5 hours for just outside top 10 is honestly okay by me. Regardless, hope you learned a thing or two about bossing. Although, granted, I'm basically doing the same thing every week for the most part. Just with some tweaks here and there depending on the modifiers and the map. If you like bosses, click here for more. Otherwise, bye-bye and subscribe.